What's going on, Film Club? Welcome back. It's me, Carson Higgins. I'm here as always with my buddy Groot. And this is, like I said, the Filmstruck Film Club. Maybe you've been here before, maybe you haven't. We watch a movie every week. It's very much like a book club. Watch the movie at your leisure anytime during that week. I'm going to post a video like this, and then feel free to, pardon me, comment and engage a little bit with me. We started our Black History Month. Yay! All right. We did this last year as well, where the whole month of February we watched films directed by Black filmmakers, and we watched a really great movie this week. Honestly, it was something I didn't even really know about until Criterion put out the box set of this filmmaker's work. This is a man who just passed away last year in September, so we only just lost this man, but the Criterion Collection put out this box set with all of his films, and we watched his great 1972 musical, Don't Play Us Cheap. It's a really good time. We watched a movie by this filmmaker once upon a time, probably his most famous film, Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song. And if you've never seen that, it's worth checking now. It's a famous blaxploitation film. Melvin Van Peebles is the man who is not only directing, writing, composing, editing, but he's the star of that film. And you should check it out. He also made a film called The Watermelon Man that I only checked out for the first time this week, and it's a trip. It's listed as being similar to Kafka's Metamorphosis, only instead of a man waking up as a cockroach, a white man wakes up and he's black. And it's a pretty trippy satire, and it's a great film in its own right. But we did watch, like I said, his musical Don't Play Us Cheap, and I really didn't know anything about this movie. Turns out, in 1972, this musical was on Broadway at the Ethel Barrymore Theater, and it ran for about 4 months, from May to September, and then they made the film, and the film was released in December of that same year. So they just kind of banged it all out. It's the same cast, if not entirely, for the most part, that was on stage as in this film. And it was nominated for 2 Tony Awards for Best Musical and Best Supporting Actor for Avon Long, who plays Brother David, and he is incredible. If I had not known he was nominated for a Tony, I would have said, based on just this film, I was like, well, if anyone was going to get singled out, it's probably this guy. And yeah, he's great. I mean, the whole film is just so joyful, and the music is awesome. It's if you haven't watched the film yet, I'm not going to spoil it. It's not really much to spoil, but it's a Saturday night in Harlem, and it's a family and friends that are having a party, and they sing this whole song about how Saturday night's the best night of the week. But there's this subplot where these 2 devil bat dudes become human and try to break up the party. They're trying to break up the party. There's a little bit of sort of lore that's set at the beginning with these imp devil characters, and how any of them that ever go to Harlem never come back. And so we kind of find out through the whole movie why they don't ever leave, and it's because Harlem is awesome and the people are so fun-loving and ready to just be your friend. And I got such a kick out of watching this movie, because at every turn, as these devils are trying to ruin the party and ruin these people's night, at every turn they're able to just kind of see the silver lining, or point out how you didn't in fact ruin the party, you made it better. It's really got a charming, very sweet, loving heart at the center of it. And out of the 3 Melvin Van Peebles films that I've watched, the easiest one to get through. It's maybe his most coherent film that I watched of the 3 that I did watch. Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow. Everybody's got their own moment to shine. Everybody pretty much gets a song, with the exception of, I think, the Johnsons maybe don't have a song. Oh, that's not even true. No, the dad joins in during this excellent, oh my god, there's this really cool part where everyone's singing their own little thing, and it creates this wonderful cacophony of noise. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, I was so surprised by this film. I hadn't really heard much about it. Maybe you haven't either. Yeah, it turns out too that though it was released in 1972, it was pretty much unseen until like the 90s when it came out on VHS, and then still it was like pretty unseen all the way until 2006 when it came out on DVD. And so somewhere between 2006 and this box set that just came out of the Criterion Collection, this film is getting seen by more people and is really being, I think, embraced and loved by more people. Like if you look on Letterboxd right now, there's only a couple hundred reviews. On Rotten Tomatoes, there's only one review, and it's from October of last year. So it's kind of like an unearthed gem of 70s cinema. And Melvin Van Peebles, who is this kind of mythic character on his own, it's so cool to discover a new film by someone that I've heard of. Because there's also this great film that his son made, Mario Van Peebles, about the making of Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, and that film's simply called Badass. You got to check that out too. It's a great way to kind of get to know the filmmaker and all this stuff. But yeah, man, I got to give a couple shout outs here. Esther Rolle. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, but she plays Miss Maybell. Dude, just like one of the best women in musical theater ever. And she's just stupendous in this movie. I already gave him a shout out, but Avon Long as Brother David is so good. The main guy who plays Trinity, I was kind of like lukewarm on, but to be frank, a lot of like the main character males in musicals can tend to be a little vanilla, just like a little. They only kind of serve one purpose, and it's to get us to meet everybody else. So he's by no means bad, but yeah, Trinity is an interesting character. He's like the other devil guy. And I gotta give it up to George Oopie McKern. He's the dude in like the fur fedora who sings the song Quittin' Time. My favorite part of the movie. My absolute favorite part of the movie. He's like the bass singer out of everybody. But everyone, I'm telling you, everyone is such like a clear, distinct character. They all love each other, and it's just such a great. I watched it on a Saturday night, so it was like on theme a little bit. So if you find yourself throwing this on a Saturday night, you're just gonna have a good time. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say other than I hope you watch this movie. And watch any Melvin Van Peebles movie. That box set that I mentioned, it's all on the Criterion channel right now, so you can check it out. There's interviews with him, and he's a fascinating guy, and this movie is just pretty unmissable. I would love to see somebody put some money together and do a revival of this musical, because on stage I bet it's just even better. But yeah, that's it. Be sure to follow us at Filmstruck Film Club. You're going to be able to keep up with all our weekly picks and reviews and stuff. And like I said earlier, feel free to comment. Let me know what you thought of the film. I love having conversations with you guys. It's so cool that we're still doing this together. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll have another movie pick tomorrow. Yeah, keep it real, y'all. What a great pick this week. Don't play us cheap. Let's go. Peace.